If you've been scrolling through endless espresso machine listings, watching video after video, and still feel stuck wondering which one actually lives up to the hype, this review is going to help you cut through the noise. I've spent the last few weeks watching how people set up their kitchens, reading the little quirks that show up in user comments, and even testing a few machines in a friend's apartment to see how they really behave day to day. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Gaggia Cadorna Barista Plus is the kind of machine that promises a push-button barista experience while still giving you room to tweak the drink to your taste. It sits in the middle of the price range for home super-automatic espresso makers, and that's where most of the tension comes in. You're paying enough to expect solid coffee, but you also don't want to end up with a piece of equipment that sits half-used on the counter because it's too fussy or the milk froth never quite hits the texture you need for a latte art masterpiece. First off, who actually benefits from this machine? If you're someone who drinks multiple espresso-based drinks a day, say a morning ristretto, an afternoon cappuccino, and maybe a late-night flat white, and you want each cup to come out with the same level of consistency without having to master a manual grinder and tamping routine, the Cadorna Plus could be a good fit. The 4 personalized profiles let each household member store their preferred strength, cup size, and temperature, so you don't have to keep readjusting the settings whenever someone else grabs a cup. That's a real time saver for busy families or roommates who each have their own coffee rhythm. On the flip side, if you're a minimalist who only needs a basic espresso once a day and you enjoy the ritual of grinding beans and manually pulling a shot, this machine will feel over-engineered. The 6 pre-programmed beverages espresso, double espresso, cappuccino, latte, and 2 more variations are handy, but they can also be a bit of a gimmick if you never intend to use them all. In that scenario, a simpler, cheaper single-serve or semi-automatic model would give you the same quality coffee without the extra complexity. Now let's talk about the everyday experience of turning this thing on. The Cadorna Plus heats up noticeably faster than many heavy metal models because the boiler is made of lightweight aluminum. In my testing, the ready light came on in roughly 30 seconds, meaning you can start your morning routine without waiting for a half-hour warm-up. That quick heat time is a practical strength, especially if you're juggling a hectic schedule and need that first cup right away. The commercial-style steam wand is where the machine starts to shine for latte lovers. It delivers enough pressure to create a microfoam that holds its shape for a few seconds, good enough to practice basic latte art at home. The wand is detachable and sits comfortably within reach, so cleaning it after a few drinks isn't a chore. However, there's a hidden trade-off. The steam wand shares the same boiler as the brewing system, which means you can't steam and brew simultaneously. If you like to pull a shot and then immediately steam milk for a cappuccino, you'll notice a short pause while the boiler refills with hot water. It's not a deal breaker, but it does add a few extra seconds to the workflow. Another pragmatic detail is the bean hopper capacity. It holds about 250 grams of beans, which translates to roughly a week of usage for a family of 3 drinking 2 drinks each day. That's convenient because you won't have to refill constantly, but it also means the machine is a bit bulkier on the countertop. The footprint is larger than a typical drip coffee maker, so make sure you have enough real estate near a power outlet and a water line. The included water tank is removable and holds 1.8 liters, enough for several days of brewing, but you'll still need to top it up regularly if you're making multiple drinks per hour during a weekend brunch. From a taste perspective, the coffee itself is solid. The grinder is a ceramic burr that delivers a consistent grind, and the brewing pressure is held at the standard 15 bars. The result is a balanced espresso with decent crema, which many users describe as coffee shop level without the need to buy beans from a specialty roaster each week. If you care about bean origin and roast level, you'll still want to source high-quality beans, because the machine won't magically improve subpar coffee. In my side-by-side test with a competitor at the same price point, the Gaggia produced a slightly richer body, though the flavor nuances were fairly similar, so the difference comes down more to personal preference than an objective superiority. One area where the Cadorna Plus could disappoint is the cleaning cycle. The machine has an automatic rinse program, but the descaling process requires you to purchase a specific cleaning tablet that isn't included in the box. If you forget to decale every 3 months, mineral